Alright, so for this 18.4, this is your test. Down here it tells you to rewrite these sentences here correctly. Pay attention to the present tense verb and quotation rules. Now, I did go back and reattach the quotation mark video for you to rewatch. And here's your rules. Use quotation marks at the beginning and end of what the speaker is saying. Begin a quotation with a capital letter. And if it's not actually the person saying it, so like if it's saying, if you said, Dan told me that he has 5 red hens. Well, in this case, Dan's not actually saying this, you're saying it for Dan, so you wouldn't use quotation marks. But if you had it in a sentence and it said, Dan said, I have 5 red chickens. In this case, Dan is actually speaking. So you need to put your quotation marks in those sentences. Now up here at the top for your verbs, remember you got to look at your subject and your verb agreement. So if you find your subject, who the sentence is about, if the subject is single, then you'll usually add S. Because you would say the boy plays with his trucks. You wouldn't say the boy play with his trucks. You would say the boy plays, right? But now if you had 2 boys, you would say the boys play. So if it's plural, usually you don't add an S. So you should remember this by now. And then here, if the word ends in S, CH, SHX, or Z, you'll add ES instead of just S. But you can usually always hear that. So, and you would say the boy brushes his teeth. So you wouldn't just say the boy brushes his teeth. You would say the boy brushes his teeth. And you can hear that in brushes. If you listen to it, you can usually pick that up. And then here, you'll change the Y to an I and add ES if it ends with a consonant and a Y. So you should be pretty familiar with that. So down here, first thing you want to look for is find your verb and then make sure that it agrees. Make sure, just double check to make sure it doesn't need an S or an ES. Or if it has an ES or an S and it shouldn't, then make sure you change that. Okay, then look for wherever, if it's a quotation, where would your quotation marks go? You want to put those in. And remember to capitalize the first letter of a quotation. So like in the sentence that I gave, Dan said, I have 5 chickens. Well, when Dan said, you're going to have a comma there. And I have 10 chickens or 2 chickens or whatever is what Dan's saying. So the word I, because that's the first word that Dan said, would be capitalized. Okay? And then down here, this is just, here it's wanting you to find the 2 adjectives in the sentence. Now it says one adjective has been underlined. Remember, adjective tells us what kind, how many, or which one. So you want to look for words in each one of these sentences. There'll be one more word in 1 through 5 that's going to tell you what kind of something, what size, what kind, what color. It describes it. So like if their little test they have the blank pen, it would be the big pen, the red pen. Those words would be adjectives, okay? So you should know this already, but then down here on 6 through 10, figure out which adjective would be best used in these sentences.